the class. I hope that this semester will bring you joy in the new norm of teaching and learning situation, not only for you, but also for all lecturers as well. My name is Nur Intan Raihana. I've been joining Computer Science School of Computer Sciences since the last 5 years, if I'm not mistaken. So this would be my 6 years here. I presume that this is still new for me, and this is my first time teaching CDS 505. Since in the beginning, I really hope that I can teach this class, because I was doing visualization and also 3D visualizations, image processing, kind of thing in my research. So that's my background of my research lah. So waiting for Prof Zawawi, who's already ended his service this year, last year, if I'm not mistaken, so I need to take charge lah. So here you go. Okay, what else? I've already uploaded chapter 7.1 up until 7.4. Because of I'm using the WebEx recording, so and I only have one participant joining the session, so the WebEx will only allow me to only have 30 minutes roughly 30 minutes per session. I tried to use before this. I tried to use a few softwares to record, to do the recording, just because for asynchronous classes, but then the size were too big, so I need to re-record again. So I found that WebEx is the best file size lah. The original one is also still far less as compared to the zip file of other videos. Okay, so that's why I just continue with using the WebEx, even though I need to take video a few times to finish up only one chapter. So okay, just few things that I want to touch on my style of teaching. It will be I hope that it will be synchronous until the end. So regarding the class participation, I will be doing the class activities just to make sure that you go through the class and also go through the videos if you cannot make it. So I will be opening the class activities for the whole week, sometimes up until Thursday or Friday, like that. So you still have time to do the class activities. It's just a simple one, just to make sure that you to have a short studies on that particular topics of the week. All right. Okay. About the course project, case studies analysis. If you do have any problems, please do not hesitate to ask your questions in the discussion forum. Okay, because otherwise you'll make it a big problem at the end or in the middle of your project process. Okay. After submission of the proposal, you can expect to have a general feedback from me, just a general one, because it just carry 5%. The general comments, it's basically will be based on the suitability of your plan and also your data sets that you are going to use. Okay, there's also students asking me in emails regarding the data sets. It is not strictly taken from the list that I have given in the document. You can also get from the Malaysia statistics. You can have from international statistic, whatnot. But I really I also wanted to encourage you to get few papers of analysis, case studies, in order for you to do a comparisons and propose your new solutions. So it is easier for you to do like that instead of you do it from scratch of the analysis part, because the analysis part will carry the highest weightage. It's about 30 to 40 percentage. I can't remember now. Right? Quite high weightage. So I do hope that you can get a very good papers lah to be compared and also to propose the solutions. Right. About Tableau code, yes, at this stage, I don't want you to do the submission of the code, but you need to save them properly. It will be asked if needed. For example, if I found that I think that, this project, this submission will need me to run the code just to see to make sure it's tally with your analysis part. So it may be asked lah from your group. Okay, so please save it properly. All right. I also about the team members' contribution. I hope that at this round, there's no problem lah with the contributions of each of the team member, because you yourself looking for it, like, right? So you choose yourself, your team members. So I hope that everyone in the group will contribute fairly lah. Okay, to produce the project at a higher level as you can. Okay, I think that's all from me. So I hope that you can start thinking while you do the tutorial on the Tableau. Start thinking on what you want to do. And if, let's say, you have time to search for the data sets and all that, you can ask Mr. Kiru, who will, help you for these more or less 3 hours. Yeah. Otherwise, later you may ask in the discussion forum on eLearn. Right? Okay, I think that's all from me. Thank you very much for coming, and all the best. Thank you. Okay, Kiru, you start.
All right. Thank you so much, ma'am, for the introduction.
No problem.
So it's good to be here. First of all, let me show you my face a little bit before I turn off the camera. So my name is Muhammad Kiru. I'm a PhD student here, and I'm under Prof. Dr. Bahari. We are working on cybersecurity, specifically something called PowerShell. So today I'm the one who will guide you on how to use Tableau. And Tableau is a very powerful software. We're going to see a lot more on that in a few minutes. So I believe you are told to install Tableau on your systems, all of you. Am I correct? Yes, guys?
Yes.
So I believe everyone has Tableau working on their system. Good. So we're going to skip the downloading part. So also note that there are almost, let's see how many participants. And so far we have about 103 participants, and I believe more will be coming to join very soon. So it's going to be quite a tough thing to do, because it's difficult to synchronize with everybody during this session, especially that we cannot see one another. We can only see through the screen. So I will try to be very slow so that everyone can catch up. And then if you have any query, you can drop a message in the chat box, or you can turn on your mic and tell me what the problem is. And also try as much as possible to mute your, microphone, so that you don't interrupt the class and you don't cause any confusion. So without wasting any much of your time, we will begin the first segment of this presentation. And in this first segment, we are going to mostly talk about the theory part of Tableau. Meanwhile, when you come back from the second segment, for the second segment, that is when we will be having some of the practices. So if you are ready, I will begin right away. So I'm recording this session in case if you want to have the recording later on, so you can ask through Prof. Bahari or through Dr. Noor Intan, inshallah. So let's begin. So basically today we are going to cover a number of topics under Tableau. To start with, we will look at an overview of Tableau. Then we will look at some of the features of Tableau. Then software products offered to us by Tableau. Then we're going to look at some of the databases that are supported by Tableau software. And then we will look at how we can download Tableau and installation of Tableau. Then we will look at getting started with Tableau by exploring the Tableau interface. Then we'll look at some of the step-by-step process of creating data analysis for Tableau. And then we will go into some examples. I have about 10 to 12 examples for you. In the first segment of the class, or I mean second segment, we'll try to do 1 to 10. If time permits, there is a bonus slide. We will be talking about word maps and then calculations with Tableau. And then, of course, if time permits, we will be having some class exercise to prepare you for Tableau. So let's begin with the first. Now introducing Tableau. So for those of you who are hearing about this software for the first time, I believe by the time you downloaded the software, you must have gone through the software, or you must have seen some information on the internet regarding Tableau. So basically, Tableau is a business intelligence software which allows you to visualize data. And by visualization, I'm talking about when you have a raw data that comes in numbers, figures, numerical values, categorical values, and so on. This data can be represented in a visualized manner in a way that everyone can understand the data. Sometimes it is very difficult to understand data when it is just in a raw format, which means visualizing the data gives the data more taste and allows people to understand what the data is talking about. So it is a very powerful tool that helps you in discovering and exploring your data to answer some questions. Most of you come from corporate organizations. Your organizations are dealing with so many, huge amount of data. And in the process, you like to understand what this data means to your company. Therefore, Tableau is that software which allows you to do so. And then, of course, with Tableau, we can be able to have a kind of distributive system or environment which allows you to share your information with other colleagues, whether they are within your surrounding or they are outside your surrounding. For example, people in a remote location, you can be able to share your data with them without any obstruction. And then, of course, Tableau is the first type of software which allows you to connect different sort of data. More than 50 databases can be connected to Tableau to be able to analyze, and we're going to see that in the subsequent slide. And then, of course, Tableau allows you to have a kind of real-time collaboration where all kind of, work projects can be collaboratively done together by the members of a team or by the members of a unit or department. So this is about the introduction. Now, going into the features provided to us by Tableau. These are the very important things that we should understand and what makes Tableau special. So number one, you should understand that it is very fast in terms of its analysis, and it does not require much programming expertise for somebody to be able to process data on Tableau. And then, of course, it is self-reliant. It doesn't require much of a configuration or something to do with high-tech installation. Even somebody with less technical background on computer can actually set up a Tableau environment. And then, of course, it is very powerful in terms of the visualization because it gives you numerous examples or numerous advantages. You can use several types of charts to represent different types of data, and we're going to see that subsequently. And then, of course, it gives you this blend of diverse data sets. We can use any kind of data set ranging from Excel files, maybe CSV files, PDF files, any kind of file can actually run on Tableau as long as it is recognized by a computer. And then it has this agnostic architecture, which allows you to run Tableau on different types of devices. You could run Tableau on your mobile devices. You can run it on a computer. You can run it on a tablet. It doesn't matter which architecture you're using. Tableau will support that. And of course, it has versions for Windows operating systems as well as Mac operating systems, and so on and so forth. And then lastly, one of the most important features of Tableau up to date is the manner in which it stores data. Tableau is centralized in nature. It allows you to have this centralized data to enable sharing of such data with members of your team or with members of your organization. So when you have a centralized data, it means everyone can check the data. If they have the permission, they can view the data, they can edit the data, they can also write on top of what you have done on the data. All this can be achieved using Tableau. Before I proceed, I'd like to ask you whether I'm audible enough and whether my explanation is okay, because this is the first time we are meeting together. What do you think?
Mr. Kiro, is very clear. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for the feedback. So here are some examples I got for you. These are different types of data representation charts that we can use with Tableau. We have bar charts, line charts, we have maps, pie charts, many of them we can explore, and we're going to see that subsequently. So basically, Tableau is actually it comes in different products nowadays, and for a Tableau system, we can have different types of systems. We can have the Tableau desktop, which is the one we are going to use for our session today. It gives you almost everything you need to be able to run your data. And then, of course, there is another type of Tableau known as Tableau Prep Builder. This is a very special type of Tableau software. It is also for data analysis, but not like the Tableau desktop we are going to use today. Most of the analysis done by the Tableau Prep, it has to do with data pre-processing, or you can say data preparation. Sometimes when you collect data from the field or from your company, you realize that there are a lot of noise on the data, such as missing figures, missing values, such as misspellings, and so on. So this noise, if I may call it, creates so many issues to the analysis. It doesn't give an accurate analysis. Therefore, one thing that Tableau Preps does is to give you that kind of environment, which helps you, how do I say it? It allows you to kind of fetch out these missing values as well as noise within your data. So it's just a pre-processing software just for that use. And then, of course, we have what we call the Tableau Public. The Tableau Public is that part of the Tableau which is normally stored on the internet. You can be able to share your information. You can share your discoveries with your colleagues. Whatever you visualize using your data, you can share it with your friends using this platform. And then we have what we call the Tableau Online, which allows you to work 100% online without installing the software. You can call it a cloud-based platform for Tableau. So it is 100% online. And then we have what we call the Tableau Server, which allows you to centralize your information. And it has one advantage, which is it gives you the ability to use different operating systems, including Windows, Linux, Macintosh, and so on, to manipulate your data or to represent your data. And then last but not the least is the Tableau Reader. The Tableau Reader actually gives you the advantage of reading any kind of Tableau information or Tableau created files. You can say this is the PDF reader of Tableau. So it's just like the PDF reader. It allows you to read Tableau created documents. These are some of the databases that are supported by Tableau. As you can see, Tableau supports over 50 plus databases, including cloud databases and local databases. So it doesn't matter. With Tableau, you can connect your company database with Tableau, even though your database is online, it's not on a file or it's not on a system locally, but still Tableau gives you that advantage to connect your data. The most famous data that people often use on Tableau is the spreadsheet data. We can say Excel files. So they are the most suitable data to use on Tableau. And then, of course, if you have local databases such as Microsoft Access, maybe SQL Server, and so on, you should be able to run them through Tableau. And then, of course, there has to be some kind of authorization needed for you to be able to do that, especially for the online databases, because they are highly secured. Therefore, you need some kind of username and password. So there are a lot of them. If time permits, we are going to go through some of them and see how they can operate and so on. So basically, how do we download Tableau? You have already done so, but for those of you who have not yet done so, to download Tableau, all you have to do is just go to Google and type download Tableau desktop. And when you run this command, the first page that comes out from the Google search should be Tableau website, which is the tableau.com/product/desktop. And then you can include your user ID. You can download it and you can have access to Tableau for about 14 days trial. For your information, if you are a student and you like to use Tableau, Tableau has a plan which allows students to apply for Tableau license for 1 year. So you can send a request to Tableau, and by doing that, you have to provide some evidence that you are a student studying Tableau in a data science class. And of course, they might ask you to submit some recommendation letter from your teacher or from the head of department and so on. So you can have Tableau for about 1 year or 2 years, depending on how much time you're going to need it. So after downloading Tableau, these are the step-by-step process to install Tableau on your system. First, you open the file that has been downloaded on your system. Then click on Run to run the file. And then you have to check on this terms and conditions. Then you click on Install. And then after the installation, the first page you see is the Tableau activation page, which allows you to select whether you want to run Tableau as a trial version or you want to use your activation key to start Tableau. Whichever you choose is the one that will run. And for the registration, even if you are going to use the trial or you are going to do the activation, you have to fill this information, and providing accurate information here is very important. So you should take that as a disclaimer. And then when the registration is complete, it will give you this notification, and then you can click on continue. Then Tableau will be starting on your system. So this segment is designed to actually introduce you to the Tableau theory, the aspect of Tableau that that talks about Tableau and so on. So before if you want, you can open your software right now so that you can follow what I'm doing, but still we are not on the practical aspect of the course. Now we are just exploring some of the interface of Tableau so that you can be able to understand when I say do this or when I say do that. So I'll give you 3 to 4 minutes to click on your Tableau and open it. Sometimes it takes about 1 or 2 minutes to load. So you can start your Tableau right away. You have 3 minutes. So I believe all of you have Tableau running on your systems. So let's move to the next part. So this is very, very important. You need to open your Tableau, and when you open it, I hope Tableau would give you some kind of background. Let me see. Let me just open mine so that you can see. We can synchronize together. Like I said, sometimes it takes some time to load. That is in nature of Tableau. And if anybody has any problem, you can post in the comment box, or you can quickly turn on your mic and complain. So I believe every one of you have this field or this background on your systems. Okay, so without wasting time, I will walk you through this environment so that you get yourself familiar. So first, if you look at the left-hand side, we have this option, connect. And this is where we have to connect to our database or to the data set we wish to use on Tableau. So as I mentioned to you, we have different types of data sets that are supported by Tableau. We have Excel, we have text files, we have JSON files, we have Microsoft Access files, PDF files, and so on. We also have our cloud servers, including SQL, Oracle, and so on. So this is the section where we have to use when connecting to our data. And then to open a data, first, depending on what data you want to choose, we will click on that option and then it will guide us to the area where the data is located. So I will click on Microsoft Excel because the data I have is an Excel file. So we are going to use the Excel file provided by Tableau for the rest of this session. So to do that, I'm going to click on Microsoft Excel. You can also do the same. And now, when you open, sometimes automatically it shows you the data, and you can see that it says sample APAC Superstore. Sometimes it takes you directly to another place in my document, and from there you go to data sources 2020 English, and then you see this data called sample superstore. I'm very sure majority of you have this data on your system, but for some reason Tableau these days does not allow us to run this data on the region of Asia. I don't know why, but maybe because the data has some missing information related to geography. So for that reason, I want to show you another data which we are going to use, which is not this superstore. So if you are following me, just go to your local hard drive, and I just click on my local hard drive. If you are lost, I will do it from the beginning. I will click on Excel, and from Excel, I'm going to the local files. From the local files, I'm going to program files. Then I will scroll down and locate Tableau, and here is Tableau. I will double click to open the folder. Then I will go to Tableau 2020. I will double click. Then there is a folder called defaults. This is the third folder. So I'm going to open this folder by double clicking again. Then I'm going to the data sources. I will double click again. You can see different types of data, including the superstore data. They are all here. So I want you to count number folder 1, 2, 3. We have the US OPAC data. OPAC means Asia Pacific. So we are going to use the US Asia Pacific data. I'm going to double click on this data, and I'm going to see the sample data. Before I proceed, is anybody having trouble finding this data? If you have trouble right now, turn on your mic and tell me, and I will walk you through this process one more time. Anyone? I guess no one, so I will proceed. So I will, okay, somebody said I cannot find the data. How many of you cannot find the data? Have you tried to follow this link provided? Someone has just posted a link, exactly the same path that I follow. I want you to check and confirm. If the data is not there, then we can find a way to assist you. So I will take the step one more time. I will click on Excel. If you are following, I will go to my local hard drive. Then I'm going to my program files. Okay, he said his Tableau only have the China data. Okay, so I want to suggest that you can go ahead and open the sample store data if you can find it. If you can find the superstore data, just go ahead and open it. If you cannot find it, then we will find a solution. So just do one thing, just go back to your document. I will do it right now. Just go back to the document. From the document, you can go to my Tableau repository. I hope you are seeing that. If you can turn on your mic, I can be able to understand whether you are following or not. Can you turn on your mic, please? Yes, can you turn on your mic, please? Okay, I will assume you have issue with your mic, so I will just go ahead and demonstrate. So click on my Tableau repository, then go to data sources, then go to 2020.3, then US data, then you can go to sample store. So if you have sample store data, you can open the sample store data, okay? Just go to the sample store data. For those of you who have the Asia Pacific option, I'm going back to the program files. I'll go to Tableau. I'll go to Tableau 2020 defaults, data source. Then I'm going to Asia Pacific, and I will open the file. So now the file is loading on my system. Okay, he said he got the data, so we are good to go. So if you open the data, you will see the interface has changed compared to the previous interface that we saw in the beginning. So another person is saying, please again. Okay, I assume that this person is lost. So, okay, let's try to do that one more time. So I hope you are following. For the last time, I'm going to follow these steps. So please follow the steps as well. I'm going to click on Microsoft Excel because we are going to use an Excel file. So I'll click on Microsoft Excel. Then I'm going to local disk. Then I'm going to program files. Then I will look for Tableau. Tableau is here. I will open Tableau. Then I will go to Tableau 2020.3. I will click on that. Then I will count folder 1, 2, 3. The next folder is default. So I'm going to click on default. Then I'm going to select data sources. Then I'm going to select the third folder, which is US Asia Pacific. So I'm going to double click. Then I'm going to select the Asia Pacific file by clicking open. Is that done? Are you good? Can we proceed? You can comment with yes or no. All right. Thank you so much. All right. So as you can see, this is our Tableau environment after we have connected to a data source. And based on this environment, at this time, we are not going to analyze the data. We are only going to look at the interface and understand what we can see from the interface. So from this page, you can follow me if you want. You can wait and see how everything will be done. Then you can practice when we come to the practice session. So the first thing I want to show you is that, as you can see, this is our data source. I mean, this is our data. After we have selected the data, this is where we see the data. And this is the name of our data, indicating that we are connected to the Asia Pacific Superstore data. And then now look at this section. We call this the sheet section. Now, this file that we just opened is nothing but a normal Excel file. And I'm going to show that to you right now, but please don't exit your screen. Just stay where you are. I just want to show you the screen quickly. I'm going to my drive C. From my drive C, I'm going to open the program files, Tableau 2020 default, data source, Asia Pacific, and then Asia Pacific Superstore data. Okay. So I'm just opening the data and you will see that it is nothing but an Excel file. It's just an Excel file. So just wait a second. So as you can see, this is nothing but an Excel file, and this Excel file is normal like any other normal Excel file. We have our, as you can see, we have our rows and columns, and this is a kind of very complex data set. It has more than, I think, how many thousands of fields? More than 10,000 fields. All this data, you know, is just a normal data. And as you can see, we have different sheets. We have the first sheet, which represents the order sheet, and we have the return sheet, which represent the return items. So basically, this whole Excel file is representing an e-commerce data. It's an e-commerce data belonging to some company, which Tableau created for us just to play around with the data. So it's not a real data, actually. It's just to play around with the data. So apart from returns, we can see that there is another sheet, which is people. So basically, this file has 3 sheets. Now, I will minimize this file, and we are going to Tableau one more time. Now, if you look at the left-hand side of my Tableau, the same sheets that we just saw on the Excel file are the same sheets here: the order, the people, and the return. All these are the things we found. So this is about the sheets. Now, if I want to use this data on Tableau, what do I do? So I have to make the decision. Which sheet am I going to work on out of these 3 sheets? So I want to work on this order. I want to work on the order sheet. So all you have to do is drag this and drop it here in the center. That is it. Okay, you just drag and you drop. Okay, you drag and drop. Now, the moment you drag this data and drop it in this area, you realize that an overview of the file has been given to you. Now, look at this data. If you look at this data, the rows and columns are the same as my Excel file, which is here under the order sheet. As you can see, the same rows and columns are there. What is number 1 here is the same as the one we have here on Tableau. So there is no difference between my data and the Excel file, okay? Now, the next thing we should understand is Tableau has a lot of data sets, I mean, data types, okay? As we all know, if you have some background knowledge on programming, definitely many programming languages have data types. So Tableau also have some data types. So when you see an alphabet like this under something that has some alphabets, we can say this is a string. When you see the calendar sign, it means this is a data type for a calendar. And if you see this kind of geographical map, something to do with the globe, then this tells you that this section is representing a location or a map location. Okay, so if you scroll to the right, you will realize that there are some integers. These are some integers, and so this is a float. Some rows, they are just integers. For example, this one, they are just integers, and these are some floats. So this is basically the data types in Tableau. Now, another important aspect that you should know about Tableau is that we have two types of connection. What do we mean by connection? Connection means if we are using this APAC, Asia Pacific Superstore data, it means if it shows live, it means whatever change we make on this data will be automatically reflected on the original data sets, okay, or database or file. But when I click on extract, it means that Tableau will collect the file from will collect the data from the file. Then whatever I do, after I save it, then Tableau will go back to the data and make the changes. Why do we have these two options in that case? We have these two options because sometimes we are working with time. Sometimes we don't have internet connection. When I choose live, it means it will consume more power and the performance will be very low because it is being done in real time. But when I choose extract, it means that everything I do will be done on Tableau. After all, when I click on save, then it will save the information. All the changes will be saved on the file later on. So this is this is what connection is all about. Now, for me to move into the working environment where I can be able to manipulate my data to create my graphs and so on, to do that, if you go to the bottom of Tableau, as you can see, there is this option called Sheet 1. So when I click on Sheet 1, automatically this database and everything will be shifted to that environment. But this environment is just for me to do some finishing touches and to do some manipulations. For example, if I want to rename this heading, I can double click and rename it. As you can see, I can just rename it and I will click enter and so on. If I want to sort it according to ascending or descending order, this is where I do all that. If I want to hide some columns, for example, I can just hide it. If I want to copy one value to another, I can just do all that from here. So this is just a kind of preliminary stage of my data analysis. Now, to go to the main environment where I have to do all the manipulations and all the data analysis, I just have to click on Sheet 1. Now, I'm going to, okay, all right. So this is it. So this is the environment. This is the environment where we are going to work with Tableau, and this is the main Tableau environment. So I'm going to walk you through very quickly to understand what each and every one of this option represents and what they do. And I hope you guys are following. So the first thing you should understand is when I imported that data, which happens to be this one, which is the Asia Pacific data, as you can see, when I actually imported the data, all the rows and columns were also copied or duplicated in this area, okay? In this area called the data pane. This entire area, we call it the data pane. Everything about the data we are working on is here. And as you can see, this data pane is divided into two. There's a very slight line here, just here, so you can see there's a gap, a small line, which divides this two data. The upper data normally is called the dimensions, while the lower data is often called the measures. So I believe you have studied measures and dimensions in your class, but quickly I will tell you the difference between the two. So basically the dimension are fields of categorical data. Typically, we can say that they represent the discrete data, or we can say the qualitative data, or we can say the categorical data, such as dates, customer names, customer segment, shipment day, and so on. Categories, subcategories of items, all this belong to this area. But in the case of the measures normally contains those numerical values that come inside our data. We can also call it the quantitative values of our data. All the quantitative values are stored under measures. Likewise, we can say that this is where all the aggregation take place. This is where the calculation takes place. So basically, these two separate areas all play a different role when handling your data. Now, here on the top, we can see that there is a menu bar. And in this menu bar, we can open it at our own personal time to see what each and every one of these menu options can do. We are going to look at a few of them, such as the dashboard, the story, and then probably if time permits, we might be looking at the analysis aspect, maybe the worksheet, maybe the server as well. But they are not important because we have several shortcuts where we can handle those things. And then the next part I want to talk about is this part, which we call the marks card. In this marks card environment, this is where we actually visualize our data, or we create a visual representation of our data. In this marks card, we have colors where we can add colors to show different representations of our data or to show different distributions of our data. This is the size to enlarge or to make things smaller and so on. This is the text area where we can assign text, written text to some values or to some representations of our data. This is the tooltip, which also help us with by giving some tips about our data. We are going to understand that much better when we practice that. This is just a kind of exploration of the software. And then, of course, we have this area which we call the sheet area, where we all the whole process of data visualization takes place here. And then another important component is the show. This is the show me. We call it the visualization tab. So when I say go to the visualization tab, I mean this tab. When I say click on visualization tab, this is what I'm talking about. And in this visualization area, this is where we find all the visualization tools, such as our maps, our pie charts, our horizontal bar charts, the stack bars, the bubbles charts, the box and whiskers chart, the plot, the plotters, scatter plots, and so on. These are all the charts that we can be able to use. Alternatively, sometimes we can have another option by clicking on automatic. We should be able to choose any of these visualization tools from here directly. Another important thing I should talk about is this area. Normally, these are the columns and rows where we have to put the data to represent different distributions of our data. And then we have what we call the filters. In the filter area, sometimes we want to filter our data according to certain criteria. For example, I want to, let's say, this is a kind of, let's take this subcategory. If I drag and drop subcategory here, it will allow me to manipulate the subcategories by choosing what aspect of the subcategories I want to include or exclude. So a kind of sorting in another way, we can say, okay, a kind of sorting mechanism. And then what else? Okay, then in this area also we have something we call, this is the sheet. If I want to add another sheet, for example, I just created something on this sheet and I want to add something to the sheet, I can just click here to create a new sheet. I can click again to create another sheet. I can create as many sheets as possible, as you can see. And we are going to use a lot of this option today, because each time we create something, we're not going to delete it. Rather, we are going to put it on one side. Now, another important tool in this interface is this area. Okay, first of all, whenever I do something that I want to, let's say I drag and drop something here, for example, and mistakenly I did that, I can click on this undo to change to reverse my action. I can click on redo to bring back my action. So this is also very important because you are going to make a lot of mistake in the process. And then we have the save area. We can click on this to save our information. We can also create or click or introduce new data into our system in case we want to add more data. And then we can stop the data from here if we don't want the data to update automatically. And then this is where we create a new worksheet, just like clicking. When I click here, I create a new worksheet. When I click here also, I can create a new worksheet depending on what I have. And also we can create dashboards. At this time, we don't talk about dashboards, but when we come to the time, we will talk a lot about that. And then this is another important area, which is called clear sheet. For example, if I put something here and I want to clear this area, I can click on this and it will disappear automatically. And sometimes if I, let's say I want to open some, let's say I put this, okay, this is some kind of bar chart I just created. I can click on swap to turn it from, from vertical to horizontal or from horizontal to vertical. I'm going to do that again. So this is what this is done. And this is for selecting sorting in ascending or descending order. When I click on this, it will go in descending order or ascending order, as you can see. These two, they are used for ascending or descending order. So basically for sorting. The rest of this information, this is for highlighting, and this is for adding some text. This is for something to do with the visualization, and this is something to do with presenting the data. Just like in PowerPoint, when I click on this option, it opens my data to the presentation mode. To presentation mode. The same thing with this. So basically, these are some of the important things that we need to know about Tableau. And for you to use any kind of to create anything on Tableau, the drill is just to drag and drop the data from one place to another, and you can just create something. Okay, and then if you want to remove this and change something, you can just drag it here. You can remove it from here. That is it. Sometimes when you put something, let's say you put something here and another here, and then you want to show some kind of colors, or you want to differentiate them in terms of colors, I can just pick, let's say, my subcategories and put them to colors, and then it will change to different colors. And of course, I can use size also. I can click on size to shorten them or to tighten them, or I can expand them to be bigger. And of course, I can remove this subcategory and put it here on the label, and it will show me some labels here on the data. Remember, this is not the main activity. This is just to give you a preview of what Tableau is about, because we're going to take a quick break. After the break, then we can start with all this. So basically, this is all I have for you for this first segment, and we will take a quick break. Then after the break, we are going to give a whole demonstration of how all this can be carried out. So for the time being, if anybody has a question, you can quickly ask before we go. Then I will give the clarifications quickly. Thank you so much for this first segment. Any question? Okay, so I guess no question. Prof Bahari is in the room. Sir, do you think we should go now? It's time
Yes, yes. I think look at the time. Okay, I think well, fine. Yeah, it's about what 7:08. Yeah. Please.
Okay.
I mean, you just ask what time they should come back. Yeah.
Okay. So when are we coming back? 30 minutes from now or less?
Well, no, the normal time we have for a short break is about 30 minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's say now is about 7:10, isn't it? 7:08?
Yeah, 7:08, sir.
7:08, then I think roughly about I would expect everyone to come back around 7:40. Okay?
Okay, sir. So
Would
I
that be
will
enough?
leave, yeah, it will be enough, sir. I think it will be enough.
Okay, right. Okay.
So I will leave the session open so that
Just
you
leave
don't
it
have
open.
to.
I'll be
Yeah.
around just in case people are asking questions. I will around. Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Okay. Thanks. Yes, if everyone else has any question, notice.
So I'm back in case you want us to begin. So Assalamu alaikum and good evening, everyone. I'm back. So we can begin the exercises or the examples if you are ready. So if you notice, I have closed the data which I opened earlier, and now I want to start all over again so that you can also join from here. So if you like, you can restart your Tableau if you cannot go back. Otherwise, you can just you can just click on this option, this button. There is this button here. If you click on this button, it will bring you back to the very beginning. So I hope everyone is ready. If you are ready, we will begin the examples. One suggestion I like to give, because it's difficult for you to have your screen in two places, watching me doing all this and then implementing on your system. So if you like, you can just open the Tableau on your system and be listening to my instructions. I will be giving the instructions bit by bit, and I will make sure that it is correlating with what I'm doing so that you will not be lost. In case you are lost, you can refer to me through the microphone, or you can go to the chat box and we will reply quickly. So I will go back and connect to my data because we're going to use the Excel data known as Asia Pacific Superstore. So I'll click on Excel, and I hope everyone has done the same. Automatically, my data is here, but for the benefits of those who have just joined, in case, I'll go back to the same process and do it one more time. I will click on my local files. This is my local file. I will go to program files. Then I will find Tableau by scrolling down on that T. So Tableau is here. I'm clicking on Tableau. Okay, so there are two options. I mean, three options here: drivers, Tableau, and Tableau Prep. So we are using Tableau Desktop. So I'm clicking on Tableau 2020.3. I'm opening this. Then I'm checking the default folder. The folder's name is default. I'm clicking on default, and then I'm clicking on data sources. From data sources, I will look for the US Asia Pacific. This is the data EN. EN stands for English, US, that's United States, Asia Pacific. So I'm opening the third data. So this is the sample data, which is APAC Superstore. I'm opening the data right now. So if you remember earlier, I mentioned that if you want to use or if you want to work on any kind of sheet on Tableau, the sheets are normally arranged here on the left-hand side where we call the data pane. So the data is here. So all I have to do is to make the decision which data I want to use. Do I want to use the order the sheet or the people sheet or the return sheet? If you remember, we opened this file already in Excel, and this is the file we are working on right now. And as you can see, the file has 3 sheets. We have the orders, the returns, and people. So for the sake of this tutorial, demonstration, we are going to use order. So I will drag order to this location and I drop it. I hope everyone is doing the same on their computer. Okay, you drag order and then drop it here. Okay, so make sure your connection is on live, not extract, live. Okay, and this is a view of my data. Each one of you should be having this view on their data. I've seen that in the chat box there is no question, which means everything is working smoothly if I'm correct. So I will proceed to the next stage. So if you go down, you will see that we have some sheets. I have created many sheets earlier, so I'm going to delete them. Delete. So I have deleted them all. Okay. So initially I was here that was where I left, and now I click on sheet 1 and sheet 1 is already here. So this is our Tableau environment. This is the visualization tab, and this is the data pane where we have the dimensions and the measures. And as we said earlier, the top part of this table is what we call the dimensions, while the rest part of it, which is the below part, is the measures. So now we will start the first example, which is to create a bar chart. So to create a bar chart, we need to drag and drop some features from here to make it happen. But before we do that, I want to give you a clue, and I hope that you will always remember this clue. Now, I said we are going to create a bar chart. So how do we create a bar chart? Suppose I don't know how to create a bar chart, or you don't know how to create a bar chart. One easier way of creating a bar chart is by clicking on show. When I click on show, there are all the charts are available here. And as you can see, as I'm touching these bars, these charts, you will see that this information keeps on changing. So each one I point, the information will reveal what that particular thing does. Okay, so now I want to create a bar chart, and based on this, we have this is our bar chart. Now, to create a bar chart, according to Tableau, it says to create a bar chart. Is everything okay? I guess okay. So to create a bar chart, this is giving me a hint that for me to do that, I need at least 0 or more dimensions, then 1 or more dimensions. It means that for me to create a bar chart, I need at least 0 dimensions and then 1 or more measures. So now to do that, I want you to follow my instructions word for word, and we're going to create a bar chart right now. So first I'm going to drag profit. This is profit. I want to drag profit. As you can see, the moment I click on profit, this has changed. It shows all the things I can create by just selecting a measure. I can create a bar chart, I can create a histogram, I can also, okay, these are the things I can create at this time. As you can see, the ones I can create are visible, but the ones I cannot create, they are blur. We can't see them properly. So now I want to drag profit and drop it under the column. Now I release it, okay? I drop it under the column. I'll do it again, profit, drag, then column, okay? So the next thing is I'm going to get the subcategories, and the subcategory is here. I'm going to click on the subcategory, and I'm going to drag the subcategory and add it to the rows. Now, as you can see, I have a bar chart, okay? And we can see all the categories of items that are under this bar chart. We have accessories, appliances, binders, chairs, and so on, okay? And these are some other things which I can also do by using these two features. Okay, I can create a pie chart, I can create a box and whiskers, and so on. Okay, so now this looks a little bit confusing. So I can click on swap. If you are following, I can click on swap, and then I can be able to see it visibly without any problem. Sometimes if you cannot view the entire sheet, you can just click on show to disappear. When you click on show me, it disappears. If you click on show me, it shows again. So basically, this is our bar chart, okay? And if you want, you can go through some of these things by just pointing. When you point, you see that these are some accessories, these are some appliances, these are some arts, and the number, the profit each one of them has, okay? Because we're using profit. So we want to see the profit of these items. And as you can see, the profit ranges from 0 to 80K. And we can see that these two categories, that is phone and copiers, they got about 80,300 profit, and this one got 80,886. Now, this is making me a little bit uncomfortable. I want to have a kind of separate thing so that each one of them will be more comprehensive. If you are still following, I want to do my second process. And what I'm going to do is I want to add colors to this bar charts so that they can be categorically differentiated. And to do that, I want to go to profit again. I will drag my profit, and then I'm going to add it to colors under the what we call the marks card. As you can see, this has shown me that the profit, the green, the one that has the dark blue has the more profit. Then the lighter ones are having the less profit, up to the ones that are losing. If you notice, table has the table have not gotten much profit. In fact, it is a loss if we notice. So now I can also remove this color from here. I don't want this kind of coloring. I want a different type of coloring. I can go for my subcategory. I can drag subcategory. I can add it to colors. And as you can see, now we have different type of colors representing each subcategory. I hope you guys are doing the same thing. And as you can see from my right hand side, I have some list of subcategories which I can be able to use to differentiate between each color. If I see blue, blue means accessories. If I see this light blue, it means appliances. Okay, so this is another thing. Now, another thing we can do with this is to, if I wish, you see now by pointing, I can be able to see the profit, but I want the profit to be written somewhere here so that I don't have to point to be able to see the profit. So to do that, I can say for the profit, I can just drag profit and then add it to label. Now, as you can see, the labels are here. I can be able to read directly how much profit each subcategory has generated over the years. So this is for the first example. Is anybody confused or failed to do this? Anyone?
Kiro, if I might interject here,
Yes,
just
sir.
take a few minutes. Okay. What Kiro has been showing just now, just for your information, if you recall in our theory part, we there's to create a visualization idiom, there are two main elements. One is called marks, and the other one is called visual channels. So all these, the one that I'm actually pointing on my screen, but I'm not showing a screen, it's okay. The one that's under mark panels, this is the one that where you could set the visual channels of your data. So for instance, right now, what I've been showing on your screen, these are color coded according to the subcategory. Okay, so that's the visual channels. Use color. In this case, is hue color to show the various subcategory of the data sets. Okay. Yep, I think that probably I will interject here. So of course the mark here is line mark, which is a bar chart. Okay, I stop there. Please continue, Kiro.
All right. So to play with our data a little bit, we can also click on the size mark card. As you can see, I'm clicking on size. I can bolden the bars. I can bolden them, as you can see. I'm putting them together very close to each other. I can also reduce the sizes to something like this. So depending on what you need to do with it. And one more thing I want to show you is that now look, when I point at this, it gives me information about the subcategory and the profit. When I point at this also, the same thing. Now, if you want more information to be displayed when you point at something, this is where you can just, for example, say, okay, subcategory, then tool tip. Okay. Now, when I click, I could have probably some other categories if there is any other category. Let's use profit and see what we'll see. Okay, it is the same thing. Now I will use cells. Okay, I will use cells on the tooltip and see what will happen. Now you see cells is also displaying. Now if I want to show quantity, I can do it again by selecting quantity to tooltip and it will show me quantity as well. Okay, so this is how we can be able to manipulate this whole thing. Again, if you want, you can put this in ascending order like this to show based on the one with the highest profit. So now if I ask you a question in one of the classes or one of the exercises that which subcategory has the highest profit, then the easiest for you to know is by just putting them in ascending or descending order to be able to recognize that. So now, if there are no questions, we will go to the next demonstration. Now, I want you to remember something. Each time we create any kind of chart, do not delete it. We are just going to create the next sheet so that in the end we can use it for something much bigger known as the dashboard. I think somebody wanted to ask question.
Yeah, it was me just now. I wanted to ask if you've already sorted it from small to large and you want to go back to the random order that we had just now. Is there a way for us to do that?
Yeah, let's try. Let's see. So probably there is no exact way, but we can just click on undo, for example, to turn it back to the original form. Is that okay by you?
Yep. All right. Thank you.
All right, thank you too. One question from the chat box is, what is the difference between details and tooltip? Okay, sometimes when I use details, let's just try. I'm trying to delete what I have assigned. So let's try, let's say subcategory, add to detail. Okay, now it's not given any detail. I don't know why it's not given, but sometimes it gives you some detail about the chart you are designing. Let's try something like, let's say quantity and see what will happen. Still, it's not given us much detail. So sometimes you should know that with details, it gives you more information about whatsoever you are trying to actually represent. We are going to try using detail in subsequent examples when we are dealing with some other types of examples, maybe maps and so on. So now I will just abandon this sheet. I'm going to create a new sheet, and I hope all of you will do the same. Now, if you look at the bottom of your screen, there is this plus sign saying new sheet, okay? The first one, I will just click on the first one. I hope you guys will do the same thing. So this is new sheet. You can also create a new sheet from this option called worksheet. You can just click on worksheet and then click on new worksheet, and it should be able to create a new worksheet for you. Now we are going to create our next chart, which is which is line charts. So if you are following, I want to create a line chart. To do that, I need two elements, one from measures and one from dimensions. And for me to be able to create a line chart, normally, as you know, as data scientists, we need something that has to do with some date or some information that will show this kind of line charts flowing from one place to another. So to do that, we are going to drag cells and we are going to put it in the rows. Okay. And then we are going to take order dates. This is order date under dimensions. I'm going to pick order dates and I'm going to add it to column. Now, if you notice, we have created a line chart, as you can see. So let me see if I can. Yeah, so now basically this line chart, as you can see, is in what we call is in a discrete form. Okay, so for us to make it a continuous, we can just click on this. Let me do it one more time. This is year. Okay, I can just click on this drop down. By clicking on this drop down and selecting year, it should be able to expand and show what happened over the years. As you can see, it's trying to show us a cell between 2017 to 2020. And from this period of time, the cells has increased up to about 120,000 over the time. So this is one way of representing this. I'm going to go back a little bit to show you something. One thing I can also do is that I can click on this plus sign under this dimension, which is the year. I can click on the plus sign to show the year wise of cells in different quartiles. And by quartiles, I mean Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, and so on. So these are the different quartiles over the period of 4 years. In the first quartile of 2017, you can see that we had a cell of about 100K to about 250K. So this is how we use this to represent these things. And now to do something much better, we can say, for example, let's say, let's add some categories and see what categories of items actually made the cell. So we can say subcategory to colors, for example. Now, as you can see, it doesn't look good, but still it gives you this information about the subcategories that made these cells. We can see that accessories are represented by blue, appliances by light blue, green for bookcases, and so on. We can remove subcategory and use a different category. We can say this category, for example, to make it a little bit better. Okay. And again, if you are still following, we can click on this plus under quartile to give us month if you want. So I can remove the category again to be able to see how much cell we made based on months, okay, based on the quartiles, as you can see, but months wise. If you want to put this together, you can just click on this minus. You click on this minus again, and then it will go back to where it was. Remember, I can click on this top, what we call drop down, to make it continuous, and it will look very much like this. I can also add regions to see which regions have made this much cells. As you can see, we have Central Asia, we have North Asia, we have Oceania, we have Southeast Asia, and each one of them is represented by something like this. Now, let's say I want to use, I want to see the details. I don't have to point this to each point. All I have to do is I can say, tell me how much cells each one of this made. So it will just give me the cells, and I should be able to read it clearly without any problem. So this is example number 2. If you like, any questions so far? Should we move forward? Any question? No question. Thank you. So I'm going to create a new sheet. Going to worksheet, new worksheet. Now I have created the third worksheet, which is worksheet 3. For your information, if I wish, I can go back to this worksheet, double click on this area and give it a name. I will just call this line chart and I will say apply, then OK. Now this has written the name of this sheet. I can also click on this again, double click, and I will call it bar chart, then apply, OK. The same thing to my third sheet. In this third sheet, we are going to create a scatter flow. So I'm going to say scatter plot. If you wish, you can do the same. Otherwise, you can skip. It's not important, but it looks more presentable. As data scientists, you need to show a presentable visualization. It gives you more credibility. Now, to create a scatter plot, we are going to need some information from dimensions and measures. So if you are following me, I'm going to take cells and drop it in the columns. And then I'm going to pick profit and drop it in the rows. Then I'm going to take subcategories and put it inside what we call label. Now I'm not going to put it in the columns or rows, but I'm going to put it in labels. Okay, this is how we create scatter flow. So I'm going to put it under labels. Okay, now if you notice, we have this information, but it doesn't look much good. So if you want, you can just click on automatic, and then you can choose scatter flow. If it is here, it is not. So let me click on show me, and then, well, okay, now as you can see, after clicking, it has shown me what I want to see. So this is a scatter flow. Let me do this process again for others who are lost. I will click on clear sheet to clear my sheet. First, I'm going to take cells. I'm going to put cells inside the columns. Then I'm going to take profit into the rows. Then, as you can see, already one scatter flow has already been created, but I want to show more information. So I'm taking subcategory to show different categories, but by putting it in label. So it has shown this, but I want to go to show me and click on scatter flow so that it will not show any labels. Now, if you notice, I have my information from the right hand side of my screen. Whatever I want to do, it is here. I can just use it to show different things. One thing we can do is we can increase the size of this scatter plot. We can click on size and we can embolden the size as the case may be, depending on how you want it. We can also take the subcategory and add it to label to see labels here on the float. We can be able to tell which is which and what is done. So this is for scatter flow. I hope you guys are following. So I'm going to create my next example, which is a bubble chart. So one more time, I'm going to click on my sheet and I'm going to name it as bubble chart. I'm going to click apply. Okay. Now to create a bubble chart, still I need my two measures. Okay. So first I will take profit. This is profit. I'm going to take profit and drop it into size, not row, not column, but into size. Okay. Then I'm going to take shipment mode. Okay, shipment mode, not date, shipment mode, and I'm going to drop it inside label. Okay. Now, the next thing I will do is I'm going to drag and drop shipment mode again into colors. I hope you are following. Okay, then I'm going to click on show me. Then I will select bubble sort. Sorry, not bubble sort, bubble chart. Or I can click on automatic. If bubble chart is here, let's see bubble chart. It's not here. So what I will do, I will just select the one I have. So as you can see, this is a bubble chart indicating different types of shipment mode that we use. Is it a standard ship? I mean, is it a standard class we use, or a class, a first class, or whatever? So this is one example again. And then if you want, still we can use our, let's say we want to see the cells, we can use it on label to show the different cells. Okay, let's try quantity and see if quantity will also display. Good, we have quantity as well. How about discount? Let's see for discount again. Discount has shown also. So you can play with it, you can play around with this, and you should be able to see all the information. If you disable show me, you can be able to see the different types of modes that have been used so far. Now, I'm going to my next example, which is example 5, and we're going to create box and whiskers chart. So to do that, I'm going to worksheet again, or to this time I will click on the plus sign, and I'm going to rename my worksheet to box and whiskers. Apply, then OK. Now to create box and whiskers, I'm going to use this time, let's use category. I want to use category. I will drag category and I will add it to columns. And then I'm going to use, okay, let's say profit. I want to use profits and I'm going to add it to the rows. Okay. Then I'm going to click on show me to open the visualization tab. And then I'm going to click on whiskers, box and whiskers. So this is it. As you can see, we have created one here. Okay. So let's see the possibility of creating a second one by using some more information. Let's say region. Let's try with region and see. It gives us but a very, very small one. Let's try another thing. Let's try with I will remove let me try subcategory. Again, not working. I will try shipment mode and see. Okay, at least this has given us something. Okay, so I will disable this. Okay, no any information. In case some of this information are not visible, you can always drag it here like this. You can always make it all very visible so that you can be able to work on it. Okay, so you can also adjust the sizes if you want. But it doesn't look good, you can leave it as default as it is. Okay, depending on how you want it. I hope you guys are enjoying this. It's great, right? So I think almost almost second to the last example before we can go for some exercises. So I'm going to create my next sheet, and this time we are going to create a map. I hope it's going to be easy for you. Sometimes maps are very tough to create. So now I'm going to double click to change the name. This time I want to create map. So to create a map, all I have to do is this time I'm not going to drag and drop because we are using what we call the longitude and the latitude. So if I drag and drop state, for example, it won't do what I want. If I drag and drop country, it won't still give me what I want. If I drag city, it still won't give me what I want. So what I will do is I will double click on state, double click. So it will take time. Just hold on. Okay, now just by clicking on, double clicking on state, it has been it just gave me some states, as you can see. Okay, if you don't want this kind of states, let's go for something better. I will remove this. You can also clear your screen. Let's click, let's choose country. Oh, the same thing. I will choose city, for example. It's still giving me some kind of thing. Okay, whatever the case may be, I actually wanted to see Malaysia, but it's not giving me Malaysia, so no problem. So in that case, it's better for me to go with the states. So I'll click on states and then see what I can do. So now I have selected state and I want to click on show me. I'll go to show me. There are two types of maps. This one is for symbols, but this is the original map. So I'm going to click on the second one. I hope you guys are following. I will click on this. And luckily for me, it has given me some kind of geographical location. Now I don't have anything except the map. I haven't done anything yet. Now, to make it more amazing, to understand what kind of category of items were actually sold in various parts of the world. To do that, I will drag and drop subcategory into colors. Now, if you notice from my right-hand side, all the subcategories are labeled according to the categories. We have appliances, binders, chairs, envelopes, furniture, and so on. All these are represented in different colors. Now, as you can see, it's not visible. To make it much visible, I can just look at, there is this small option. It allows me to use different tools to do many things, starting with the first one. This allows me to zoom an area. Where is Malaysia? I don't know. Where is Malaysia? Malaysians, can you show me Malaysia? Although it's a shame, I've been in Malaysia from the last few years, but I can't directly point at Malaysia. Okay, here is Malaysia. So this is great. Here is Malaysia. So you can see with this little tool, I can be able to view something. Let's see Penang. Maybe I can just view more to see a place. So this is one aspect of the tool which we can use. I will go a little bit backward to use something else. I can choose this one. This is this rectangle to select a given area, for example. Now, by selecting this given area, it will tell me what I want to know only related to this area. Again, I can use circular or radial selection, and I can just say I want to do the selection based on radius, and it will give me according to radius. And I can also use this selection to kind of triangulate some areas that I want to visualize. So this is it, okay? So now what can I do with the map? Let's say we want to know this map is not so clear. We don't know much. We can only tell based on the information provided here on the right-hand side, but I want to show the information. Now I want to throw this question to the audience. Now, if you guys are really following, I want to show this information on the map. Can anybody tell me what I should do to do that? I just want to show this information. This information, it should appear here inside the map. How do I do that? Can anybody rescue me?
Add under label.
Label. So what am I going to drag? Since we're dealing with subcategory, what am I going to drag?
Just drag the subcategory to the label.
All right, thank you so much for your contribution. So I will take subcategory to label. So as you can see, now we have some information. Now I want to use control on my keyboard and my mouse to kind of zoom this area, okay? to just zoom this area if I want. I can be able to do that as well. Now, another question I want to throw is, I want to know the profit made in each region. And I want it to display here on the screen, just like the accessories. Okay, like like these labels. I just want them to display. What do I do next? Anybody?
Same like just now, just drop the profit to the label also.
Okay, I will take profit to labels, and here we go. We can be able to see what profit has been made at each location. Okay, I can just zoom all this. I can check and see for each area what has been done. As you can see, very powerful tool. So
Sorry,
yes.
may I ask about for each region?
Mhm.
So they have like furnitures, right? Is it
Yes.
the most product purchased there or what?
If you want to know which one is which one, are you saying with the one that sold more products? Is that your question?
Yeah. I'm not sure about the. Okay, we have a region, and then
Mhm.
it's saying that's the furniture there.
Mhm. Okay.
So what is indicate for? Like, is it the most product purchased there or what?
No. Actually, if you remember, we are trying to see the profit made in each geographical location. So for this, let me remove profit so that we can use, let's say, quantity, the quantity sold at each location. You see each location with the number of quantity. In this area, for example, in Indonesia, only seven fasteners were sold. In this area, which is also in area of Indonesia, only 3 bookcases were sold. So this is actually showing the number of items sold. If I want, I can tell you the number of, let's say, the discounts made in each area. For example, I can drag and drop discount on label, and it will tell me how much how much discount we have given for every region. I can remove the discount. I can add sales, for example, how much sales we have made in all of these areas. And this is exactly how much sales we have made in every area. I hope that is clear to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. So,
I have a question. Follow up
okay,
with what my Sarah asked.
okay.
I think what she means is when you have accessories in this region, for example, this 738, 272,
Mhm.
does that mean that accessories is the only thing that's being sold there, or is accessories the most amount of thing that's being sold there? So does that mean that there's no fasteners being sold in this region where accessories you're highlighting?
Yes, based on the sub-region, as you can see, it only gives me the number of things sold in that particular region, which means if accessory is the only thing sold here, then it means this area sold only accessory. So this is what this is representing, because this is what we requested for. I hope you understand. Another example is that look at envelopes. Basically, this is Indonesia. Now let's take it a little bit backward and see other areas, because this map is so huge. As you can see, there are other areas, only that we didn't want the areas. So if I use my zoom to zoom another location, for example, this area, we should be able to see what happened in India. This whole thing is India, I believe. These are the states of India, and this is China. For example, if we go closer to China, we should be able to see what has been sold in various towns or cities or states in China. So this is basically according to that. I hope that is what you want to hear. I hope I'm correct.
So sorry, Kiro, my Bahari here, just to reflect on the questions. I think that the correct answer, we are not sure what is showing. It could probably the most item been sold at this particular region. That could be the case. This is actually where you form your questions and where you can dig further, mine further, evaluate further. So it really depends on what you need to do. But to those two questions that earlier been asked, I'm not sure. I mean, probably it's the most items sold for that region. That's probably the case, which I'm not sure in this case. Yeah. So
Yes, doctor, you're absolutely right. It is showing us the maximum quantity of the particular thing. I mean, each country is labeling that.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
cool. Thank you, everyone.
Okay. So the next example we are going to show is the second to the last, and which is one of the most crucials of all. So now we are going to create something called the dashboard. So basically, what is a dashboard? A dashboard is that visual representation that we create that involves all the sheets we have created so far. Now, so far we have about 6 sheets. We have 1 to 6. And suppose you are a team leader in your organization and you want to give a presentation. For you to be able to capture the entire sheets you created or the entire representation of what you want to present, dashboard is the best thing for you to use. And I'm going to show dashboard to you and how to create a dashboard. So to create a dashboard, you have 2 options. You can click here just below by clicking on the plus sign, or you can go to the menu bar and click on dashboard, then select new. Now, when you select new, it will take you to a different part of Tableau where you can be able to create the dashboard. And as you can see from my left-hand side, all the sheets we created so far, all the 6 sheets are visible here, as you can see. And then some few options, which are also crucial. Now, a little bit about these options. I told you earlier in the first presentation that Tableau allows you to use any kind of device to represent your ideas. So you can choose your device from here, depending on what you have. And it will allow you to do some configurations based on the size of the device in order to conform or to maintain compatibility with your software. So now to create a dashboard, all you have to do is to drag and drop that aspect of your work which you want to show. For example, I want to drag the first sheet, okay? And then I want to drag the second sheet, but I have to find a place for it. Let's say here, okay? Then I want to use, let's say, map. Let's say map here, okay? So I just want to use this 3. I don't want to I don't want to create a crowd of things that I cannot maintain. So this is basically what I have so far. If I want, I can go for another one. I can add another one here, depending on how you want it. So if you want, you can still add some little things. I will remove this. Let me just remove it from here. And maybe I want to use, let's say I want to add an internet page to be able to do that efficiently. Let's say I want to show statistica.com, maybe to have an efficient presentation. I can do that. I can choose Google. I can choose any kind of website that I want. This is statistica.com. Maybe I want to show some statistics and so on. I will just change the URL to make it something else. I can say, for example, google.com. I want to be able to use Google when I'm doing this presentation. I can just, yeah, I want to just be able to say Tableau, for example. It will just display as if I'm working on Google. So now let's say all this has been done. I have set everything. And for your information, these pages are all connected together. When you click on something,
Hello.
Yes.
Can you show me how I can open link here?
Okay,
I've
I'll do
missed
it
it.
one more time. I will do it
Thank
one
you.
more time. So I will just go to undo. So this was my page before I added the website. So what I did was I just check under objects. From objects, I can be able to add a text. I can be able to add an image. I can be able to add a web page. I can add a navigation. I can download a file. I can create an extension using some kind of add-ons and so on. So for the benefit of this class, we are going to create a page. So I'm going to drag this to this location, and then automatically when you drop it, it pops up this option for you to write the name of the link you want to open. And you click OK, and automatically it will show Google on this. If you want to edit and you want to write something else, you can right click on this down, what do you call it? This arrow, and you can edit, or you can do some other manipulations and so on to help facilitate your presentation. So now the next thing I want to do is to give my presentation, and to do that, there is this option just above here. It says presentation mode. You can also press F7 to have this presentation. So now, as you can see, I'm having a live presentation, and you can explain things in an efficient way. You can say, for example, so far we have made this much sales under accessories. This is what we sold, and it will show you directly which part of the world sold this item the most. Maybe you want to know for, let's say, chairs. As you can see, it is correlating. There is a synchronization between the whole thing. Let me just exit by clicking on escape and add something to make it more colorful. Let's say I want to add, I will just add the bubble chat, okay? And then I'm going back to presentation mode again. So when I select any one of them, as you can see, it can switch at any time. Very easy to present. You don't have to start switching from one page to another to be able to create something, okay? We have, I think, less than 2 minutes to end this very session, so I'm going to exit this and go to the next option. The next thing I want to show, which is the last one, is how to create a story points. So let's see what a story point is. I can create a story point from here. Yes.
Very quick one. So is that the dashboard size is fixed? Is there any way to extend it?
Depending on what kind of device you are using for such kind of thing, you can choose from here. You can see that there is an option for size. You can go for what kind of size you want. These are the various sizes. If the size is not even here, you can use the custom button to customize the size you want based on the width and the height. You can do that as well. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, thanks, sir.
All right. So the next thing I want to talk about is the story. I can click here to just add the story. And what is the story? A story is something that gives me a representation of my sheets or my charts or whatever I have designed in a way that comes and go just like that, you know, something like let me just show you with a demonstration. So I will just drag and drop this here. But next time, if I want to drag and drop, I'm going to put it at the back of this option. Okay, now I'm going to add it again at the back. I'm going to add it again, depending on what I hope to add. Now, the beauty about it is that I can just click each one of them and it should be able to show. If I don't want this kind of thing, I can even write the name of the caption. I can double click and give it a name. This is a, let's say this is a bar chart. I can double click again and say this is a line chart, for example. I can do whatever I like. Again, I can click on layout to choose how I want these buttons to be used. I can use numbers. When I click on the numbers, it can just open. I can also use dots. By just clicking on the dots, I should be able to see. I can use arrows, depending on what you want to use. Now I can go for presentation mode, and from there I can be able to show something in a form of storytelling method or approach. So now that we have talked about all these things, one question that comes to everybody's mind is, suppose I'm doing a research and I want to copy this thing into my Excel file or my Word file. What do I do? This is a very good question. I hope everybody will be asking. Now, let's use this example. Okay, I want to copy this. Easy way to do it. I can just right click. I can say copy. Then I will say cross tab, or I can say data, or just the image. Let's say cross tab. With cross tab, I think it gives me the opportunity to copy even this description of my line chart. I will just open this. I will create a new page. Let's see whether I can just Control V. And yeah, with Control V, it just give me this. Fortunately, let's try another way. I will say copy. Let's say data. Let's see what we will have. Still giving me data. So let's say this time copy image. Let's see what we'll have. Okay, it means image will not be workable here. So what I will do is I will use Microsoft Word for that. Okay, so let's use this. Let's copy and see.
Clear, I think for Excel just now, you didn't click copy. You didn't make your selection and click copy, which is why when you paste it in Excel, you pasted the previous option.
Oh yeah, I agree with you. I noticed the same. Let's try this. Sorry for the time waste. Let's see. Control V. My system is running a lot of things. Okay, here we are. So you see, we have our line chart imported here. So you can do whatever you like. You can also go to worksheet. You can copy from there, just the same. You can also use export to export your information there. Let me see if there's anything left. Yes, one more thing to talk about is publication. Okay, how to publish this information on the internet, or you want to publish it on the server, or you want to publish among your friends. I'm not going to go deep into that because I need an account to do so, and most of you don't have an account on Tableau. So you can just start by clicking on server, then you go to sign in. From sign in, you should be able to sign in into the Tableau website. For example, I'll click on Tableau. It will sign me to the website. And then after signing into the website, it will show here, okay, now I will sign in with my information, which I don't have right now. Then from there, I can click on publish workbook. And from there, I should be able to publish everything that I do. I can customize it. I can select it. I can choose what to show, what not to show, who to access it, and who not to access it. So basically, this is what we have to cover this time. If we are able to do our classwork and finish on time and still have extra time, I intend to show how to create word map and then calculations, how to run calculations on Tableau. So now, before we begin some short classwork, let me ask if anybody has a question. If you don't have a question, then I will show you the classwork. I don't know if Prof wants to say something before we continue.
You proceed. I think you proceed with whatever you plan.
So, all right. So here is your classwork, the same data, the same information, the same steps. All you have to do is to see if you can play around with the data. First question is, if you are to advise your sales manager to stop selling tables to one of the countries, which country will you recommend based on the profit? So here, country that has the least profit, which we are not selling in that company, I mean, in that country, I believe that is the country you should recommend not to sell again. So you are going to use some stuff to do that. I'm not going to mention. And then, of course, you are going to tell us how much profit we have made on furniture so far. Then you are going to show the total profit we made in the whole 2019 year. And then lastly, you are going to show which region of the world shows the least profit for subcategory. Very simple questions. So you have 5 to 10 minutes to do that. If you have any question, you can post it here or you can turn on your mic. Thank you. And by the way, you are free to share your screen with us to show us what you intend to do. Okay. Anybody who wants to share is free to share the screen.
Kiru, perhaps I think one or two already have answered the first questions. Maybe you can
Yeah.
ask those who have answered that to share your solutions. Anyone? I saw that Loga, you put your answer. Can you share how you end up with that country, Loga?
Yes, sure, Doctor. Let me quickly share. I just clear. Are you guys able to see the screen?
Yeah, we are.
Okay, I just randomly put the profit and the country region. So from this, we can see that Pakistan is having a very bad profit. So we should avoid that.
Right. Pakistan is very bad profit. Is this for table, isn't it? The question was table? Is that the
Table.
category is table?
Okay. And
Yeah, I think you missed that part. Okay. Maybe.
okay.
This is like the overall profit, I suppose. Maybe you have to use a subcategory of
this is the
table.
overall profit, yes.
There's some answer people already given. Anyone want to
Can
say?
I show my screen?
Yeah, sure,
Okay.
sure, you can. Please, yeah.
Okay.
Who was that just now? Who want to share? Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing.
Okay, go ahead.
This is the table profit. Is it okay? I think Indonesia is having a loss by selling table.
All right. Yeah, that's one way to show this. Yeah, looks like Indonesia is the most losing to make the profit from the tables. Is anyone else has a different answer? It seems to be everyone agreed, right? Okay, I guess you could show it this way, or you could show, anyone has some solution where you can show the map, using the map, where you can color the map based, say, on the profits of the, for tables. Anyone has a solution? This is using bar chart. There's one simple way. Maybe you want to be a little bit fancy, let's say showing some map. Anyone? Okay, Wemal. Right. Yeah, okay. Still, okay. This is one way to look at it, yeah. So you filter according to the tables. Okay. You could color coded the states or the country with a profit as well. That's probably much clearer because you don't have to read number, because number can get very, very small when you look at the bigger picture. If you can color code it based on the profit loss for table, for instance, per country, that probably is that's probably a nice one to do it. Maybe you drag the profit into the color, see what happened. Okay, and then yeah, you see that Indonesia all in the red. So all over Indonesia, they make a lot of loss of profit. Yeah, this is much easier than reading the number. Okay, anyway, I think everyone got got the idea. Can you move to the second question? Okay, Kiru.
Yes, sir.
Please.
This is interesting. Anybody answered the second question?
Can I see the second question? I didn't save it.
Okay, let
Exactly.
me.
That is. Can you show again? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the question is how much profit we have made on furniture so far. Okay, so you have to pick up the right attribute and And there are two attributes. One is furniture, one is profit. So these two attributes also, okay, start using Tableau to see how much profit you made on furniture. Should be very straightforward, I think. I will upload, okay. Kiro, can you email me the slide so I can upload it on the website?
Right now, sir.
Yeah, please, yeah.
Okay. Sent.
Okay, we already have one come up with a figure. At least two person has shared the same figure. So any one of you, maybe Albert, you want to share how you get that?
Yep. Let me share my screen. Maybe Kiro, you want to stop sharing?
You can go ahead and do that. No problem. It will disable me automatically.
All right. Yeah, I just put a fit to the rows and then the category. I put it into the filter here. So I filter it by the furniture. Then obviously straight away. So I just put in the sum profit to the label. And see the number there.
Yeah, that seemed to be very straightforward. Okay, not that complicated. Yeah. Anyone agree with those? Anyone else have different figures, perhaps? Yeah, you know. Not necessarily this is the right figure, by the way. It could be, you know, but if no one objecting this, I assume this is the right figure. Kiro, do you have the answer? Have you worked out on this before you give the exercise?
Yes, sir. Yeah, this is much better because at least you can see others as well.
Okay, but the question was only on the furniture, right? Okay, fine.
Yeah, only on furniture.
Yeah. Yes, please proceed. I got your email. We share on the website.
Okay. So any more persons who want to share their finding, or we want to go to the next one? Okay. So you want to explain to us? Can you hear us? Are you listening?
Who was that? You're referring to someone. This is the third question, right? The third questions. Oh, this is still on the same.
Yeah, still on the second question. This one is the second question.
This one is using heat map. Also, another way to show it. This one is according to the regions. One, okay. Anyone want to share this? That's good. Are we on the third questions, Kiro?
I believe so. We're on the third question.
Right. Okay. I'm going to upload your slide on the website. So please proceed. Please proceed with the exercise.
Okay, let's check the chat box. Some answers are coming. Okay, total profit for 2019 is 121,826. About 3 people have already submitted the same answer. So can you show us how you arrive at this answer? Hmm. Okay. Yeah, this one is. So can you tell us how you make 2019 more obvious than the others? What have you done? We can't hear you. Anybody likes to show? Okay, he said his mic is not working. I hope it's a he. Sorry, sometimes I don't recognize the gender when I see a Chinese name. I'm trying to learn every day, so I beg your pardon, please. So can we go to the next question if this one is answered? Okay. Mr. Muhammad bin Mazlan, which answer is this? Is it to the last question or to the third question? Okay, the third question. Your answers seem different. Can you show us your screen, please?
It's probably typos. Instead of 8, I think it's typos. Very small, one figure is different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, no. If you use order date, you'll get 826. So if you use ship date, you'll get 626.
Ah, I see. So it means
So it depends
okay.
on how you define profit, right?
Yeah. Yes. You are right. But
Okay,
I
yeah.
I was hoping to see. Can you do the same demonstration with a line chart?
Exactly. That one. I mean, whoever got these figures, please, because this is we want to share it. How you end up with that? Who was speaking just now? Khairul, wasn't it, or Muhammad?
I guess your network is not strong. Maybe that is why it's delaying, or your system is slow.
Yeah, the screen is still okay. We see now.
Mhm.
Okay. Can you explain how you get this, Muhammad?
He said his network is too slow.
Let's figure out. Can anyone figure out? So he dragged the year in the column, all right, which is on the x-axis, and profits on the y-axis or the rows. For the question was for 2019, so you have the date there. So you show that 121. So this is one of the figures. The other figures was someone was mentioning that you use I'm not sure, I couldn't really catch it up, but the other figures is 826 instead of 626.
Mm.
I create both in one. Same
Okay. Can you explain, Logger?
Actually, I also a bit confused which date to take, whether shift or the ordered one. But based on the for year 19, so that's the answer. I mean, 121,000.
Okay. Yeah, so this is a very, Kiro, this is very, how do I say it? This is confusing question. So when you say profit, perhaps we have to say, is it the shipment date or the order date?
Can you remove the both shipment date and order date? Let's see. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, you are right. This question is kind of open-ended. I agree with you. I agree with you.
Yeah, okay. Apparently, the profit is depend on the order date or shipment date. So, okay, never mind. It is something that for us to
Or it can depend on the category. Which category we are talking about?
I see.
Category or subcategory? Any of the two. Can you show according to category? Is it possible? Can you try to show according to category or subcategory? Okay, remove year and yeah. Okay, try to select go to automatic. Select line. Let's see. Yeah, go okay. So
no, I'm not
no.
sure.
Okay,
anyway.
I think bar chart will be the best to represent this, I think, in this way.
But remember, yes, by chart. Remember, guys. Sorry, I think I have to interject here. If you show by line chart, it will not. This is violating the expressiveness principle, because you show with line chart just now before. You are assuming there's a relationship between one category to another category. By right, this is actually discrete value. You can see that on the x-axis, these are categorical data. On the y-axis, it is a profit, which is a quantitative. So bar chart is the right visualization idiom to use for this case. If you have time, yeah, which was very sorry, the line chart show earlier time. You can use line chart. Okay, sorry. Please proceed. Perhaps the last question, perhaps. Oh, by the way, I have uploaded Mr. Kiru PowerPoint presentation on the e-learning. Look under laboratory, yeah.
Last question is about which region shows the least profit for subcategory.
That's the first answer, Pakistan.
Okay. Oh, that was the first answer.
Region.
I mean,
okay.
Actually, the answer, okay, but the question was different.
Yeah.
Question number one and last question is. Okay, Pakistan, wasn't it?
Yeah, but still the question is different from the first one.
Do we have to calculate all the categories in the subcategory? I mean, do we have to get the total
All you have to
sales
do,
of any region?
if you want, you can show all and then tell us which you think has the least profit in the subcategory. But be rest assured that you have to show probably map, because it has to show the region. Okay, you have to show the region. This time around, you are not showing country wise, it's the region wise. Because basically we have 3 regions, I think 3 or 4 regions. The Asia, is it East Asia or South Asia, something like that. Just try with that and see. So when I say region, do not assume region to be city, state, or country. We're talking about more of a continent, a continental stuff like that. Okay, already we have some answers. Some are saying Southeast Asia. Can you show us how you arrive at this answer? Any one of you can go ahead. Anyone interested to show?
Yeah, I will show them.
Oh, please go ahead. You can just switch the screen to yours. Yeah,
Can you see
great.
my screen?
Yeah, sure. We can go on.
Yeah, basically, the region that show the least profit for subcategory. So I just put the region and then the subcategory in the color. No, the subcategory in the other one. Then I sum up the profit and then I color the profit and just scroll across and see the Southeast Asia having the most negative values of profit. Yeah.
You are right. Great, great. Any other way? Somebody has anybody tried some other way to show this? Anyone? Already we have 3 submissions now. Anybody likes to share? No one? So, Prof, do you think we still have more time?
Okay. We still have actually, based on our official time, we should end up by 9:15. So are we done with the exercise?
Yeah, there are two bonus examples if time permits, if they don't have questions.
Yes, please. Yeah, you can proceed up until 9:15. That's the official time. Yeah.
Okay. So I believe there are no questions, right? Right, guys? No questions? Okay. So if there are no questions, then I will just switch to the screen. Somebody asked a question. Let's see. If using APAC data, can we get the regional data? Yes, you can, because I think everyone here is using the Asia Pacific data. So yes, you can still have it. Let me quickly check mine and see. This is let me open a new sheet. Okay, where is region? Now, if I put region here, as you can see, region is visible. I can be able to see region. You can see four regions are here. Maybe there's an issue with your data or the way you put it. So is the question clear? Can we go on?
Is that possible to show this in map?
Pardon?
Is that possible to show this in map?
Sure, why not? Let's give it a try. So let's say I want to use state. I double click on state. I go to show me. I select map. So I will try to see where is region. Let's see region on the colors. Yeah, now on the colors, as you can see, I am able to put all the regions together. As you can see, we have the Central Asia here, we have the Oceania here, we have South Asia in this zone, and then we have North Asia in this zone. So yes, we can.
Sorry, can you show me how I can get region one? Whenever I give region, it only shows by country, not by region.
Which data are you using? Is it Asia Pacific or the normal Superstore data?
I'm only using the country/region, using the country/region section in the tables.
Okay, first I'm trying to analyze the problem to know where the problem lies. Now, if you look at my screen, I'm pointing to a place where it says data. Is your
Yes.
data showing the same thing like APAC, that is Asia Pacific? Is it showing this?
Yes.
Okay, very well. Now, whatever is on your screen, you can click on clear screen to clear it, just like I did. I just click on clear screen to clear my screen. Can you do the same?
Yes, I did. I cleared the
Now,
screen.
now your screen is clear, right?
Yes.
Okay, now all you have to do is double click on state from dimensions. I will double click on state.
Yes.
Have you done so?
Yes.
Are you able to see this?
Yes.
Okay, now click on show me from the visualization tab to select the second map. This is map. I will click on map.
Yes, I clicked.
Good. Can you see the same as mine?
Yes.
Now,
Same.
and when you drag and drop region on colors, it will be able to change the colors according to the region. When you click on show me, it will disappear and you should be able to see the labels of the geography here on the right hand side. Same with you?
Yeah. Thank you. I got it.
All right. Okay. Thank you too. So any other question? Guys, question? No question? Okay, great. All right. So I'll just go ahead and try another example. In this bonus time, we're going to create something called the word map, okay? And to create a word map, basically when you see word map, you will be able to know what I'm talking about. You must have Googled it sometimes, but maybe you don't know it is word map. So I'm going to start. First, you have to drag and drop country. Let's see. Let's see country, okay? I will drag and drop country to text. Okay. Now, when I drag and drop country, no, I will not use country because the states are very little. I will remove country. I will use city and see if I can have more states. Yeah, good. Now, when I click on city, it has given me so much cities around the world. As you can see, many cities. So the next thing I will do is I want to show the number of cells made in each of these cities according to word map. So to do that, I'm going to take cells and I'm going to drop cells on size. Now, when I do this, as you can see, it gives me what we call a table chart. And then I will go and click on automatic. And from automatic, I will choose text. Okay. Now, as you can see, it doesn't show. Are you able to recognize what I'm trying to say? This is too rough. I will do this one more time. You can also please clear the screen. I beg your pardon. I shouldn't have used this much. Let me try with state. Too much as well. I will use this. Maybe it will be better. Okay. So I'm going to drag cells to size. Then I'm going to click on automatic to choose text. Okay, now this is much visible, it's clearer, okay? So now the next thing I will do is I'm going to take cells again, then I'm going to put it on colors to change the colors. Now, I'm sure you must have seen this on Google sometimes, and it shows clearly that Australia has the highest cells based on the size it shows on the map. This is actually the map. And then China, as you can see, the one with the least cells probably is Sri Lanka, or let's see. Oh, it's Nepal, I think. It's Nepal. Let's see Mongolia. Oh my God, it's Mongolia. So this is how this works. And another thing is we can change this color by clicking on colors, edit colors, and then we can be able to check from the color palette. We can go for, let's say, which has more colors. I will click on this. Let's say apply. Okay, now as you can see, we have more colors and it's more visible to share. Okay, so basically this is what we call the word map. You can create as many word maps as possible with this.
Okay, guys. Just to interject here, I know that Kiro want to show that you can use as many color as you can, so it's more brighter and so on. But remember, principle of expressiveness and I think that the first one. Actually expressiveness rather than effectiveness. Be very careful when using this color. You should use a proper color because you want this it show continuous values. We notice here these are diverging colors, which is it goes against the principle of effectiveness. It should be like this. This one is actually show hue. No, is a saturation color, which show the quantitative values of the data. So. Yeah, nice to look at this aesthetic and things like that, but it's be careful because here dealing with information presentations, we could do things that are overboard, due to aesthetic. You want to make it look nice and things like that. But anyway, it's good. It's nothing wrong with this, but I just want to warn you of this principle. Okay, Kiro.
Thank you, sir. Okay. So this is this is word maps for you, and then we'll try the last one, which is calculations. So why do we need calculations in Tableau? Sometimes there are things we cannot find here. For example, you want to know if you put let's say quantity and cells together, how would you know the profit? For example, there is no such option here for profit. So sometimes we have to do something called we have to calculate to bring out this kind of information using something called calculated fields. So let's open a new worksheet and try that. So if you are following and you want to follow me, you can. You are welcome to do so. So first I will. Okay, let's double click on subcategory, and then let's double click on cells. Then let's double click on profit. Okay, so now what we actually want to do is we want to kind of see what is the cost of what is the cost of cells from these two items. Okay, so to do that, all I have to do is to pick any of these features, any of them, maybe from here or from there. So all I have to do is I will right click on this. Okay, when I right click, you can right click or you can click on this bottom down, and then you look for what we call, where is it? Calculated fields. Let me see, where is it? Yeah, under create, you can go to calculated fields. Okay, the next thing you do is you have the opportunity to give it a name. Okay, for example, we can call it, let's say, cost. Okay, we can call it cost. Then we can come here, delete this, because now we are going to write something new. And to do that, I will just click on sum. I will select sum. Okay, it opens a bracket so that I can declare what I want to find, the sum of what am I going to find. So I will choose cells. Now, if you want, you can click here to select, else you can use tab to simply select it. So it's your choice, tab or click. Then the next thing, I will just click on minus. Okay, just minus space. Then I will say sum again. Then I have to write the expression. Under this expression, I want to add profit. So it will give me the product automatically. Okay, so now everything is good. If something is wrong, you will see an indication that there is an error. Okay, so the next thing I will do is I will click on apply first. Now, if you look at the section for the measures, it has created a new measure here. and I click OK. That is it. Now let's understand something. When I created this new measure, as you can see, it has indicated something, a very small, tiny equal sign, and this equal sign tells me that this is something I have created. It is not together with the rest of the measures. So we created this. So now to be able to do this arithmetic calculation, all you have to do is to drag cost and put it on top of this here, and automatically it will be created, and you should be able to see cost. So this is how you can do any kind of calculation by creating different types of things. Let's quickly see. I'll delete this. Let's say sum. Now you can be able to see any kind of thing you want. You can click on this option to extend to the right to see things you can do. You can do absolutely incredible things here. You can choose whether you want to play with numbers, whether you want to use strings, whether you want to do dates, whatever you want to do, any kind of thing you want to do, you can be able to do it from here. As you can see, all you have to do is to understand the formula and what you have to do. And Tableau is so intelligent that it gives you the example of how you can run the formula. In case you don't know the formula, you can be able to use this as a guide to write the formula. If there's a problem, it will show calculation error and it will tell you what is the error. So you would be able to read and correct the error by yourself. So now this is where we come to the end of today's presentation. It's nice to be here with you guys, and it's nice to assist. Thank you, sir, for the opportunity.
Okay, thank you, Kiro. What Kiro just showed just now is actually the derived data. Yeah, you are deriving new quantity because the existing one doesn't answer your questions. Let's say, for example, you have the questions. What is the cost for each subcategory, which is not in the data, so you have to derive a new one. Yep, I have seen a lot of thank you notes to Mr. Kiro. I think he did a very good job, so we should have applause. I don't know, but you cannot just applaud it by clapping your hand. Thank you, like what you are showing now is a great gesture to a very
Thank
good
you.
presentation by Mr. Kiro. So I hope, I can see some, actually possible. This is something new that I have not discovered. Actually, you can do that.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Wow,
So
this
thank
is
you so
great.
much, Kiro, and thank you so much for all of you who are participated in this lab session. Though it's very short, as you notice that Tableau is very easy to use. And actually the same thing for ParaView also very easy to use. Unfortunately, we don't have a session like this. Otherwise, you could have enjoyed it also, then probably would do very well in your assignment too. So with that, thanks again, Kiro. Thank you so much for your time, for your efforts, and thank
Yes,
you
sir. Thank you,
everyone.
sir.
Right.
Sir, I have one thing to share with them quickly, if they don't mind. Just in the beginning of the class, your other lecturer mentioned something about how you can get data for your projects, because I believe most of you will be looking for data to do projects. So one tool that I find very interesting when searching for such data is the Google Advanced Search. Okay, let me just quickly run Advanced Google Search. Okay, so this is Google Advanced Search. It's very, very good for identifying such data. For example, you want some kind of sales data, for example. Just write sales data. You come to the filter here and select Excel if you want Excel, and then you can choose maybe organization if you have any organization in mind. There are so many criteria you can choose, and you can just run search, and then definitely you will get a lot of this data. So this is one easiest way I found for searching for data in case you want to use data for your project. So all the best once again, and have a good evening.
Okay, thank you, Kiro. So yes, good luck, everyone. That's actually the end of my part. You will be dealing with Dr. Nurintan till the end of the semester. I still have a lot of things to do. Your assignment 1, your test, and so assignment 2 coming up. So All right. Okay. Thank you. Kiro, up to you. You are hosting this, and you can
Okay.
close anytime that you want. Okay. I'm signing
All right.
off. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay. Thank you all. Thank you. Bye.